All right, so I'm going to show you combat, and let's see, the first thing I'll do, let me turn off the pet. I'll turn on my enemy, and so the enemy has his own behavior tree, and I won't go into too much detail about that. It would take forever, but there's a lot of cool stuff in here. All of the little tasks with the heads are my own tasks, lifelike tasks, I call them. And actually there's more, but I've rewritten most of the tasks for enemy activity or enemy behavior, and so I just created my own little icon. Gives the tree a little bit of color. Anyway, so so there's a couple basic concepts that I'm working on with the combat. First of all, I'm shooting for having the highest level enemy as my default. In other words, I want the enemy to be the toughest enemy that I can create as far as the AI goes. His ability to defend, to counterattack, to break your defenses, etc., is all based upon his level. And that's based upon the number of balls above his head, because I haven't come up with any other concepts. So he's level 5. And there's 1,000 hit points per level right now. And I haven't really done any play balancing, but I do have damage, and I have health. And of course I have player strength here. These indicators are just placeholders because I haven't figured out how I want them to look. But if we just start right off, this guy is close enough that he sees us and he'll come charging and attack me. And he has an opening attack, which of course does some nice damage. And again, let me close out that tree so it smooths out. And right away you'll see that, oh, and he's doing his body slam. There we go. So right away I'm going to get up. You'll see that I've got a combat zone. And so if I'm within a certain distance of the enemy, or the enemy is a certain distance of me, we kind of go into this combat mode. And wherever I click on the screen, I'm always facing him, and I'm sort of strafing around him. I can bring up my weapons, and my combat menu comes up. And he'll keep trying to whack at me, and he's strafing me, and I'm strafing him as long as I'm in the combat zone. Oh! Now that took him. Oh, wait, I got him. Oh, no, too late. So my body slam icon came up, but I didn't get to him in time because I had enough strength to body slam him. So each of these moves uses up strength. So if I whack at him, or I can wait for him to attack me, and then I can shield charge him, and then I can go after him and got to him. And then I do a body slam. And notice he dropped his weapon too, so at some point he's going to have to get back to his weapon. So a nice little tactic is to go over and defend. Oops, so he got his weapon. He does blocks when I swing at him. He counterattacks. Sometimes he knocks me over, sometimes he doesn't. It just kind of depends. Oh, there we go. So he knocked me over because he was blocking while I was attacking him. And of course I dropped my weapons. Since I have no pet, I have no help. But if I click out, if I click outside of the combat zone, so if I touch anywhere at a distance, I just take off and I run. So I can essentially exit combat. Now, as he tracks me down and comes after me, he'll engage the combat zone again. But those are the indicators to know that it's a different control mechanism. And this is where I can double click and he does the backward dodge as I'm trying to avoid his stuff that he's doing to me. I can do quick jabs and back up, and so I'm, this will be a left thumb, right thumb. At least that's the idea. So the idea is the player would have one thumb on the left, and he would either be swinging the sword or he would be defending. And as long as I have my shield up, right now I'm pretty much invulnerable. Although he does have a counterattack. Let me go high. That's the best way to counterattack his high opening attack thingy that he does. So the idea is you either have your thumb defending or you have your thumb, you can only put your thumb in one location at a time. So it's like defend or swing or defend. Let me grab him. Body slam. No sound effects or music. That's a whole nother thing of work. I'm going to save that for last. So right now it's just visuals. I got some blood and guts, and one thing I have been able to put on there is, oops, I didn't mean to zoom that in, is, I'll just show you this real quick. It's the ongoing damage that occurs. So he's got a giant slash in his thigh, got blood and gore. And so the characters will become more and more gored up over time. And I haven't got this built in, but I thought what I would do is as they heal, the blood and gore will sort of go away, I guess, something like that. But so I do have a system in there where I can paint on the character. And anyway, he is in mid-attack. I should have paused the game to see what that would do. And so he hit my shield, so it didn't seem to do anything. Let me, again, close out. Oh, there we go. He got me. Close out the tree so it's smoother. So I should be able to do a pause. There we go. And it kind of pauses. Ragdoll is still going, but anyway. But anyway, so the pause should allow me to kind of catch my breath and figure out what I want to do, maneuver stuff, etc. At least that's the idea. Let me reset the camera. There we go. Back. And all I have to have is the sword, or at least one weapon to be able to go into combat mode. But of course, ideally, I would grab my shield over here. So I think, let's see, you've seen the body slams. And let's just wait for him, and I'll do another shield charge. So, oh crap, and I think I might be dead. Yep, so now I'm dead, so he goes off and he does kind of a random wanderer tracking thing. So let me replay here. So let me go ahead and bring on the pet. And let me go ahead and jump. I'll focus, get a focus. Can't focus the camera on the pet in scene view too. And so right away the pet knows if the player is being attacked, and he will go after the guy. Oh yeah, and he's indiscriminate regarding dropped weapons. And really one of the whole points, at least what I'm thinking for the pet, is the pet will help me distract enemies so that I can do combat against multiple enemies. So right now it's just kind of fun to watch the pet and the enemy go after each other. So the pet does a little attack there. He does a lot of swinging and missing because the pet's always on the move. That was sort of just an emergent gameplay thing that I really liked. But there we go. So he knocked him over. The pet will do a grab as well, occasionally. So I have, everything's randomized whether the pet does, oops, I just took the pet over, right, because, oops, there we go. Let me whack him. Whack. And I'll go ahead and do a body slam. And of course the pet collects gore too. So this is, whoops, he got him good there. So this is sort of the basics of combat, except that time it's a 50-50 chance, at least right now, as to whether the pet goes after the weapon that the enemy drops or actually goes after the enemy himself to do a body slam. So it's going pretty good so far. I just need to keep him down as much as possible. Again, because he's, theoretically the level 5 dude. And I don't really have, I don't have a good handle yet on him hitting the pet. He misses so often, and the pet throws him off of balance so often. It's a little bit off kilter, but I'll keep working on that. So, and look at that, he's stuck in pickup weapon mode, so that's a bug. I don't quite know why that is. That shouldn't happen. Yeah, look at that, he's stuck in it. Let's start over. Boom, boom. So, so that's the basic combat stuff. Back up, boom. So you got a good whack there, but the pet got knocked over, so he didn't have a chance to do his own little body drag, body slam thing. Let's see if I can make that happen. Back up. That he went after the weapon again.